really like working in this sort of mess. I don't like working in any mess. I like it to be nice and clean and organised around me, you know. You've got screws in one place, countersunk, non-countersunk, self-tapping, bent, rusty, you know, all in their proper places. And this just hasn't happened recently. Everything's just been thrown where it's been sat, where I've been working. Because the deadlines, I've got to get the video out on Friday, you know, and you just rush into get, and I'll put that there for now and come back to it later, and just busy, so busy. But I thought, before I get started into the next video on this, and before I get started into that Left 4 Dead car outside, and that Left 4 Dead car outside, both of which you can't see. I might drop some hints during this video as to what they are for a bit of fun. But yeah, I thought I'd spend the day today getting the workshop back to spec and doing some jobs that I've needed to do for a while. About a year ago, there was a video called Parts Department Chat. Are you enjoying this? Which I think about 900 people watched. Mad, crazy. And today, well, this is Parts Department Chat 2. There's just stuff everywhere. I mean, look, just, you know, bits and bobs and, you know, all just needs sorting out. And what, you know, what even is half of this stuff, and what's it doing there? What's this indicator from, you know? Look at this, there's parts missing out of the brake kit. They're going to be somewhere. I'm going to have to put all that back to spec. You know, all of these things. Trucking everything there. I've got bin bags to go in. I need to do a big tip run. There's a big bit of glass in the back. Over here there's just crap everywhere, you know, and you've got in here somewhere there's like an stuff to do, like an outside light, and just things we need to box off and get on with. You know, there's these drawers over here which I just don't use enough because they're in the way here. They're not in the right place. They need to be over there somewhere. I'm not sure how we're going to do it because I don't want to block the window. I guess what I'm saying is we've just got a bit to do and I don't really know where to start. I think a great place to start would be trying to get the tools back in their homes. So at least then I know sort of if anything's missing in any of the tool trays that I need to keep an eye out for it, you know. I'd better get this truck out the way first. I wanted to mention these, look at these caps, aren't they really cool? You know, you can buy these and all sorts of other stuff. Tasty Classics t-shirts, shirts, all that cool things. There's a link in the description above on the video, so, or below, I can't remember. Below, isn't it? Yeah. So just get on there, have a look, and you can be as stylish as me. She will go. Now, she doesn't want to start. Why not? you know? Well, I thought we'd use this opportunity, like we did in the last video, to just talk about loads of stuff. You know, comments that we've had, and like things we've all talked about together and that might need some clarifying, you know, and things like that. And just sort of anything else that I think about, maybe plans for the future, that sort of stuff. But one of them, what I always do in some of the videos is I just video this cranking for ages before it starts. And I get a lot of comments on that. It's kind of just a bit of fun for me, to be honest, just to see what people say. But nobody has nailed down the actual reason why it doesn't start yet. Everybody goes, oh, you need to sort the ignition out, you know, time it, all this sort of stuff. So if you know these motors, big old American V8s and stuff, they have mechanical fuel pumps, unless they've had an electronic fuel pump put in. Now, a mechanical fuel pump will need a certain amount of vacuum to stay in the system in order for the petrol to stay in the carburetor. Because this truck has been sat now, like it usually does, for maybe 2 weeks. This has been sat, or maybe a little bit less than that, 10 days. And the fuel, because it's not a perfect vacuum, is going to slowly leak back down from the car back into the tank. Which means that when you're cranking it, you're just pumping the fuel with the mechanical fuel pump, trying to get it back up into the car to be able to start the thing. So a very, very quick way of starting it is to either pour some fuel down there, spray a bit of easy start in there, or just keep cranking it, you know. The only way I can fix that is to try and go through the entire fuel system and make it perfectly vacuum tight and all this sort of stuff, which could be expensive and you know, quite time consuming. Or I can fit an electronic fuel pump. Now, I need to do a big service on this. I've done quite a lot of miles in it, believe it or not. I use it, well, a lot more than you'd probably imagine, and I thrash the neck of the thing. I'd like race it everywhere I go. I race everything off lights. Little old ladies in Nissan Micras to the left of me have no intention of racing. What they don't realise is that they're actually in a race, and I'm about to put my foot down and scare the living Jesus out of them, which I do all the time. But that does mean that I need to just give it an oil change, maybe do the spark plugs, maybe stick a new filter on it, just do a few nice little jobs, you know. So I'm going to do that soon, I think, and we'll make a nice little video out of it. And there's a few other little jobs I'd like to do, like I need to straighten the steering wheel, put a couple of nice mirrors on it, you know, things like that. But anyway, for now, let's see if we can get it running. And I want to try this. This is a thing they do in America, I think. No? Right, well that's frustrating. I wanted to do a lid clip on it so you could hear a bit of the suction, but seeing as it's so flat, it doesn't actually work on this particular carburetor. It's a shame, isn't it? What I would like to do one day is to get a fly scoop, big air intake that sticks out the bonnet, because I just think that'd be hilarious. And I want to get some of those exhaust cutouts that are on valves, so they sort of open and close and make it sound really loud. I thought that would be pretty cool as well. I mean, it's pretty loud anyway, but being louder doesn't hurt, does it, you know? Right, let's see if she'll fire up with a bit of this. God, she sounds so good, doesn't she? Now that bit of running that she just did there is enough to pump all of the fuel back up into the carb, so she'll be running off her own fuel now. Seriously nice bit of kit. I don't know how powerful it is, but let me show you something. I'm guessing it's got to be knocking on the door of something like 300 horsepower, you'd hope, wouldn't you? Maybe 250, something like that. But what I can tell you is the Tasty Classics Tower of Power 0 to 60 and lap time board. I've been recording some of the 0 to 60s, and the top is the truck. 8 seconds, 8.04 with a Ford F250. Pretty good. That is pretty good. It has got an M there though, because it is modified. The engine's had a little bit of stuff breathed onto it, carburetor intake manifold, distribution, ignition, that sort of stuff. So It is a little bit fiery. It's got 4-to-1 branch manifolds on both sides. It's a real nice sort of thing, like really, really sorted and quick. But yeah, fast thing, isn't it? Faster than an MR2, an automatic one. She started to give me gifts. You know, like a cat would bring mice in. I can see red liquid, black liquid, and some yellow liquid. She never used to leak at all, so I would like to find out when we do the service where she's now leaking from and try and nip that in the bud before it gets any worse. But that's a video for a different day. Let me just give this a quick mop with the degreaser and let's start sorting these tools out. Quite a few people have mentioned in the comments Rustival, which is a thing organised by, I think, Hubnuts, iDriver Classic and Furious Driving, who are very, very cool YouTubers. Now, they've said, are you going? Are you doing it with them and all that sort of stuff? And I'm not, and it's not for any particular reason. They haven't asked me to. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that aren't doing it either, but also I haven't, you know, compared to these guys, I'm still quite a lowly, you know, I've got like, what, 30,000 subscribers or something, which is the sort of currency on YouTube, I think, isn't it? Why is that? It's a bit dirty to lean on. So yeah, they've just not asked me, which is fair enough, you know. I'm not bothered. I like to keep myself to myself regardless anyway. I like to sort of do my own thing. And one of the things that I do like to do, and that I'm seriously considering, is the NEC Classic Car Show. Now, I went this year with a couple of mates from Chester Cars and Coffee. He sort of gave us a real big leg up with that, and just sort of sorted the stall out, sorted everything out, and I took the Panhard down. Now, at the time, I was hugely busy doing a couple of other videos, and I was just trying to get things done, and I think it was in the middle of the Vanden Plas video, well, it is a Vanden Plas, and yeah, so I just didn't really have a chance to sort of, is that good? Keep that? Stop being a hoarder. So I didn't have a chance to really spend much time there and do much stuff, and I have been considering maybe doing my own stall there, you know, doing my own sort of, get a couple of the big cars down, get the truck down, get the Panhard down again, you know, and just sort of bring some Tasty Classics merch and stuff, which I didn't do last time, but I am considering that. It's quite a bit of organisation though, and again, I don't know if I've got the following in which the NEC would you know, be up for giving me a stall or an area. My dream for Tasty Classics one day is to do a live stage show. Because a lot of YouTube stuff that I see, and I have seen, can be a little bit, they cut a lot of stuff out, and there's stuff like, you don't get to see the real annoying stuff that I tend to put in, which is why most of my videos are 3 hours bloody long. But I would like to find a car that's been sat for years, drag it up on stage in front of all of you guys, and maybe with Rob's help and an audience, participating audience, you know, shouting out, what should we do next? What should we do now? What should we check first, you know? Something that's been sat for years. I want to try and get all the, you know, parts and stuff that I need beforehand and get the thing running and driving live on the stage, you know, after not been running for many, many years, and then drive it off the stage. That would be a live show that I've just been thinking about for ages and I would love to do. I think, in my head, that might be something I do when I get towards the 100,000 subscribers, if I ever get there. You know, you can help by going and clicking subscribe from this video. That would really, really help if you haven't already. But yeah, I would really, really I'd love that. That'd be so much fun just to try and do it live. And it could be you might end up being there for 8 hours, you know, just watching us just get this car up and running and going and then driving it off the stage. I think that'd be really, really fun. But anyway, let me know what you think of that idea. And in the next sort of couple of years, we could work towards something like that. 'Cause I don't think anybody's done it before. So it'd be something different, wouldn't it? I know people have done like live restoration stuff, but never on the sort of getting it running, will it, won't it sort of thing, you know? Okay, cool. So before I just throw my tools away, I'm going to give them a quick clean as well. And I just use brake fluid and an old rag, microfiber cloth, and then get it all organised. The tool box itself also deserves a wipe over, because it's had all my grubby paw prints on it. God, this one's really bad. I'm booked in for a haircut on Friday, which is fun, isn't it? Because like the caps and stuff are starting to pop off my head whenever I sort of do this. They just go, because my head is the size of a gallon bucket, which is a bit of a problem. Where were those Allen keys? Got the last one there. So that's nice, isn't it? A full set of Allen keys. Love that. If you haven't seen one of these before, this is a brake pipe spanner, because it just sort of gives you this extra little lip, but it allows you to get the brake pipe through. Really handy bit of kit. Use that every time I go anywhere near any brakes. Just 10mm on one side, 11mm on another. Great. So what have you guys been up to? What I'd really like to know is, well, a couple of things. Are you following me on social media? And by that I mean Facebook and Instagram mainly. TikTok as well, but I don't really do much on there. I just put a few clips on there every now and then. But the reason I ask is that it's always nice to know what you're up to, what sort of projects you've got on the go, what classic cars you drive, what normal daily cars you drive. You know, I like cars from the 90s. There's one parked outside. Begins with an R, ends in a 0. That's the make and model, by the way. That was your first clue. But yeah, tell me, what have you got on the go at the moment? Are you busy? Is it busy out there? Have you got much to do to your car before you can drive it round? I am interested to know, you know. And if you find me on Instagram or Facebook, just comment on there. We get, you know, there's quite a few people on there, and they do comment and they do let us know, you know, how things are going. And I'm always reading, and the missus is always reading, and we're just sort of sitting there going, oh, look at what he said, look at what she said there, you know. It's a great little community. Really, really enjoy all of your company on there. And thank you for keeping me company today as well while I'm doing this, because this would be really boring otherwise, wouldn't it? So yeah, give us a follow. Just go on Facebook or Instagram, look for Tasty Classics, and you'll find us. If you're not on there already, you know. And then tell me what's in your garage, what's on your driveway, what's parked on the street outside your house. That's the toolbox done, and I was only missing one long 8mm 1/4" socket, so that's pretty cool, isn't it? Right, I'm going to fill the truck with all the crap that I want to take to the tip, get it off the floor, get it out of the way. Got to make sure all this goes in the correct recycling, of course. I've got the feeling I'm going to use this big black tub for something, so I'm going to empty it out, you know, because I might use it. There's something over there. Pipes, I think. Million times better. Right, where's hair and makeup? Come on, hair and makeup. I've gone on a bloody lunch. Do it myself. With the other left. Where are you going? Come on. With the other Left 4 Dead car that I got outside, I got these amazing, very width Kragars, which do look pretty awesome. So I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet, potentially that car, but it'd be interesting to see if they fit them over, wouldn't it? Don't hit the camera. When I got this workshop, I clad all these walls in this timber, which I really, really liked. Cost a huge amount of money, but it just sort of made everything a bit nicer and sort of allowed me to screw things to the wall, and I've gathered a few things I need to screw to the wall. It's pretty much just old number plates and stuff, but let me just get the laser level on that. Perfect. Very, very nice. I should probably put one in there as well to stop that moving, because when it's windy, sometimes it does full rotations. The sound your Makita makes when the battery's about to run out. Right, let me stick some more stuff up. Oh, nice. There's another clue. There's another clue in this frame about one of the next cars. Anyway, see how good your vision is. Right, where should I put the next one? That's off the panhard outside. Cool. I think that one went through a knot in the wood. Anything else to go up? Probably loads of stuff, but that'll do us for the moment. It's time to grab a little bit of lunch. I'm trying to lose a little bit of timber at the moment, so I'm eating really healthily and not like buying stuff from shops, you know, like sandwiches on the way in. I'm trying to meal prep and stuff, so I'm having like tuna and vegetables and things. It's all under the new missus's instructions. Going out with her for sort of 6 months now, and she's a chef, you see, so when she sees me putting these things in my mouth, she goes, sort your life out. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to eat this and then we're going to carry on with more stuff. I've got to tackle all of these benches now, make everything run a bit slicker. And the problem I've noticed, is this shelf on both sides is completely wasted space. There's just, I mean, look at all this stuff on there. I don't need any of it up there. I've never even used this. I've got another tub of it there. So a lot of it can be stored away, and then a lot of this stuff can live on there, you know? So I think first job is to get all of it off the shelf and put it down there. Is this similar to your workshop at home? You know, are you suffering from similar issues as me? You know, there's stuff up here that I've just never used in like 3 years, and if I haven't used them in 3 years, I might not use them. You know, 3 years is a long time. That shouldn't be there. That's full of oil. A couple of ball joints there, but I don't know what they're from anymore. I can't remember. So they're kind of useless. I mean, got the feeling they were from a Vauxhall Amiga, but I haven't got one of those, and I haven't had one of those for probably 18 months. So I doubt I'm going to use them anytime soon. I'd love to get that tray set up over here, but these are too low, and I don't really want to cut into that. It's all sort of on there. So I would like to put it there, but then I can't use the parts washer. Interesting. Could put it there, I suppose. What would you do? It would just be so much more better if that tray thing, little storage facility, could be here. You know, it'd just be so much better in every respect, because there's just so many small parts, and I love to have things organised into sort of, that shouldn't be in there, you know, that sort of size and shape of bolts, you know. And then I like to have trays of, you know, certain non-countersunk screws and, you know, all this sort of stuff. And it's just better, because when I'm working and I need something dead quick, I know where to go. It's just better. So if I get that over there, I can do more stuff. This, I can imagine, is probably going to take me hours. But who else is going to do it? No one else? I have to do it. I have to do it. Okay, so first thing, I need to clear this space. So let's use this. That's an old water washer pump, but it's quite like an application specific one. Car specific. Like when am I going to use that? I think it's off that Porsche 924. That can go back over there. Everything on here. This is a good thing. We're doing a good thing. This is great. Look at all these. Look at all these. There's just so many things. What's a HB4 bulb? Oh, I've got two of them. These are brilliant, these little discs, but the discs inside there are like £1.50 each, and they last like 30 seconds, but they're really good. Right, okay, where's the gun? Oh my god, it's going to fit! It's going to fit under there. Oh wow. Maybe I won't have to go chopping on heaven's door after all. Let's get rid of those screws with the gun. Good job that was only something light, isn't it? Something light? I should hook that to a button, and when I say something funny, I should switch it on and that will flash, and then you'll know to laugh. Okay. So we could leave this like that, but we're losing a lot of space because of this tiny little bit here. Or I could cut this out and send this all the way back, which I think would be better, because then we'd have all this counter space here. Should we do that? Sounds like a lot of hard work. Will it be rewarding? I don't know. So we're going to sort of cut these bits out here with the jigsaw. Maybe I could just raise that. I could take this whole bit off and just raise it a tiny amount. Let's do that for a laugh. Let's do it, because then I've not lost my shelves either. So what do you think is going to fall on my head and kill me first when I use this jigsaw? That's quite heavy. It looks like it's full of something. Chain blocks and things. Why have I put all this up there? It's quite nice decoration, but yeah. Definitely get the feeling of sort of impending doom with it all being there, but you know, oh well. Right, where did I say I was going to cut? About here? I suppose I'm going to take all this really heavy stuff off here first, haven't I? Imagine that on your head. Nice and straight, as you can see. Just waiting for the Makita to charge up. I did have 2 batteries for it, but now I've only got 1. One thing I just had written down to mention, I was talking to my mate the other day about mileage on classic cars after they've had a full restoration. So a lot of classic cars used to have 5 digits on the odometer. So when they got to 100,000, they would start again. And if a car was off the road before the sort of online MOT history thing started happening to try and stop this kind of behaviour, it's so difficult to get a straight answer out of how many miles a car's actually done, a classic car's done. I see so many Fords and just, you know, all these really nice old things, and they say things like 12,000 miles from new, 4,000 miles from new, and you're like, there's no way. And they go and they say, it's just had a full restoration and it's done 4,000 miles from new. And you can see there's lots of new parts on it and things. And you think, if it had only done 4,000 miles from you, you wouldn't really need to be doing much to it, you know. But I see it been sat outside for all that time with the window caved in. But it's just interesting. I'm always wary of these vehicle mileages because I just think it's total BS, you know, I really do. I sold an XR3i once. I did an XR3i a little while ago. I'll try and include some pictures on this now. A really nice car. I wish I was doing YouTube back then because I did a really nice job of that. And yeah, I sold it and it had done 118,000 sale, 128,000. Yeah, 128, something like that. And I sold it to this guy. And he was just essentially a dodgy bloke. When he came and picked the car up, I just spotted him a mile off, a dodgy guy like. So paid with all cash, had to make sure I was going through each £20 note, make sure it was legit, you know, all this sort of stuff, real ball ache. Anyway, 2 months later, the guy who sold me the car originally sent me a message saying, have you seen this? And it was an advert on a classic car place for my Escort that I'd just restored, that you could obviously tell it was a restored car. It was a shiny job. It was a nice thing, but it was like the interior didn't match in places because it shouldn't have been that interior for that year of car. The interior was different, just one that the previous owner had bought for the car to put in because it was mint and, you know, all this sort of stuff. And there was just loads of welding on the car and things that I had to do that you'd obviously said it wasn't low mileage, but the bloke had advertised it as 28,000 miles and essentially binned all the service history that I got with it, and put it up for 4 or 5 grand more. And I just, at the time, I remember looking at that and thinking, fucking hell, how often does that go on, you know? But yeah, dead suspect. Very, very interesting. I was just talking about it the other day and I thought I'd mention it to you guys because it is a very interesting thing. How many miles, you know, and I've even heard some people say after a car's had a full restoration that you should wind the clock back to 0. And it's like, well, there's some arguments, maybe, yeah, but I don't think so, no. Very, very interesting. Put a fresh new speedo in it. Anyway, that might be charged now, so let's take this shelf off, raise it up 1/2 inch and put it back on. Nice. What's holding you in there? Oh, shit. Nice. Right, so where was the top of that? Did you see? We're going to need to go up. I did make a mark before, can you see it? Maybe I should have marked it with something that wasn't white chalk. Oh well. So I'm going to go to 22 inch, which is there. My original mark was there, so we're well off. Oh, we saved that. We can make a shelf out of it or something. Nice. When I went to Bruges, by the way, recently, I saw the blood of Christ. That's cool, isn't it? That bit of sap there reminded me of it. Do you reckon it was actually the blood of Christ, or a bit of food colouring or something? Who knows? Hopefully that's all the cutting. Talk about satisfying. Look at that. It's part of the wall. It's inside the wall. Really cool. Right, I'm going to screw this back on and I'm going to start sorting all this out and filling up these drawers. So, I don't know. How about a time lapse? That sounds like good fun, doesn't it? Really starting to get somewhere now, and it's looking like loads more organised. I can see what things are and go, oh, I need that one, I need that one. Amazing. I did just find this though. That's just like a solid plastic ball that unscrews. What's that? What is it? And why have I kept it? What is this for? Does anybody know what this is for? It looks like it's part of a machine of sorts. It's got like a chamfered edge to it there. What is that for? Why have I kept that? I've got no idea what it does, but I'm scared to throw it away. Because what if it's the most vital part of a machine that I don't use very much? I don't know what it is. It's going in the bin. It has to. If you know what that is, there's no chance. What's it for? How can I understand you?
Buscando una nueva mañana, el desierto
This now looks $1 million. So happy with that. All my drawers, all nice. Why am I missing one? It'll be here somewhere. Alligator clips, nuts, bolts, screws, springs. Everything you could ever need. All these I've written on here so I don't have to keep picking things up to know what they are. Really, really good, really good. So that's properly sorted in this 1/3 of the parts department. I've now got to do this bit, and then we've got to do all that bit over there and the sink. So I'm just going to crack on with that, and I'll show you afterwards. So look, this is your before. Very unsuitable, very bad. And after, massive organisations. Look at it all, isn't it great? You've got, that's if you ever need a drill bit. And this is big black sockets, some power tools. That's it, great. Quite a long day so far, but I'm making lots of good progress, and it's going to be much nicer to work in when doing this old rover here. I'm quite looking forward to it. This bit now, that cupboard over here, this used to be for paint and valeting, but now all my valeting stuff lives over there. Now there's a lot of stuff on here which revolves around paint, such as my big blocks and stuff and sanding discs and things. So I'm going to transfer all of the paint stuff into the paint cupboard. An interesting theory on life is, it's going to get a little bit deep this, okay? You've been warned. Where does valeting stop and painting end? You know, because like there's a lot of stuff that at what point does it sort of become you are no longer just cleaning the car, you're improving it, you know? But then there's stuff like this. Black leather paints, is that restoration? But then a lot of good valeters use it and stuff. Birdseed, always nice to keep the birds fed this time of year. Big jar of wheel bolts, that's cool, isn't it? So do you know what I mean? What do you think? It's interesting, isn't it? These are brilliant, by the way, these jaw blocks. You'll probably see me using those. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into the Triumph, the paintwork on the Triumph. I haven't made a real nice, clean, polished up car for a long time, and I'm going to do it with the Triumph. I'm really excited and looking forward to it. And I want it sort of ready for when the weather gets all warm, you know, and nice, because it's a soft top outside light kit. What's this off? Should send a lot of this stuff back, you know, loads of money's worth, isn't there? There's that invoice that the accountant was asking me for. Just removing a lot of stuff from up here. And this is my tape case. Because sometimes I pick up cars with a tape player, because they're old. Got Police, Fleetwood Mac Rumours, Bruce Springsteen, James Best Of, Prodigy, music for the jilted generation, all really good. Blur, Savage Garden, underrated. Very Best of Crowded House, one of my favourites. Bjork debut, really good. Do you like any of these? Pet Shop Boys, very. And the absolute babe, Natalie Imbruglia. Some big tunes. Yeah, do you like any of them? Let me know, you know. What's in your car? What are you listening to? Do you have tapes? Have you retained a tape player? This isn't going to close, is it? Okay, I'll find a home for that in the office, I think, now. How good? Now, obviously, it's a little bit messy over here just because I'm going to throw this stuff together. This has got like a sensor. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Nice to see the top again, be able to use it. Everything else over there, sink and stuff's all nice and done. I've got to put a few things away there. But yeah, That's it. The floor's an absolute quagmire. So I need to give that a mop before I go today as well. But essentially all we've got left to do is to fit this outside light, get a bag of stuff that I've got for the Rover video laid out in the tray ready to go. And I think that could be it. So I've been doing some online retail therapy. And I've got some stuff. This is all for the Rover video. Nice little battery connection there, but also loads of unmade ones so that I can make some stuff, which would be great. I bought a load of these things. These are terminals, different sized terminals that slot onto the end of that. This is a newfangled starter solenoid, which I'm going to have to MacGyver into that thing there. I say MacGyver, I think it's just a pretty much direct replacement. What's in here? Oh, nice. This is a headlight wiring kit. Used one of these on the truck. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you've got a classic car, that's the way to do it. It's like £7 off eBay. Amazing. Right, what's in here? Yes, we've got new sets of points and condensers. A lot of people, I mean, I'll explain all this when I do the Rover video, but a lot of people were saying, oh, the condenser's gone, that's why the points are burning. I don't think it is. I think it's because I've got 1,000,000 volts across the coil when I should have between sort of 6 and 10, really. But anyway, we'll discuss that in the thing. And the reason for that is because I haven't got one of those. So we're going to do a load of stuff like that, but it's nice to get all this in here and ready to go. And this, that's how we crimp these things on. I'm excited to use it. This is the back of my light. There's 3 wires coming out of that. This is house electronics. I don't really know what I'm doing here. But this is a 2-way switch. Again, not sure what 2-way means. And I've got 2 of them. And they're storm weatherproof, which is pretty good. And this bit of old cable I'd lying around is like got 3 little bits inside it. So my idea is to put this up there somewhere, which would be dead nice, and then run the cable through the wall and connect it to another cable and have like maybe a little switch there or something. I don't know, what do you reckon? And then run it up and over here and we'll connect it over there somewhere. Cool. Just one of those jobs I've been meaning to do for ages but have just not got round to doing. I'm just going to chocky block these. The annoying thing is though, if I do just chocky block these, I want to get this cable through the wall and I'm going to have to make a big enough hole to fit the chocky blocks through. I could do it, but it means I've got to wire it up, connect it all up there, which is really high up. Let's get the ladder out. Okay, let's do that instead. Right, I think I should probably mount this first though, and then at least we've started something, haven't we, you know? And we can't turn back then. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Someone needs to design a better step ladder, don't they? Okay, we go in there? Definitely? Are you sure? Not really any turning back now, is there? Got to get really long screws. That was easy. Put that there. Oh God, why is it so high up? Cool. That should be pretty good, shouldn't it? I would have thought. Nearly went arse over tit then. Just pop that through. Just use a rubber bung. stopping at water ingress. I could do that, I have got rubber bungs. Should we do a proper job? Yeah, nice, okay. I've now connected it to this big grey cable here, which I'm now going to connect to this white cable here, which I'm going to run across over there down to this 3-pin plug, which I'm going to stick into this massively overloaded socket over there. I mean, the beauty about setting fire to your own workshop is I've got this one socket to do sort of everything. But I've got sockets over there, and I've got some over there, but this one, you know, this one is the big horse at the front doing all the work, you know. Anyway, right, let's connect these up, flip the switch, and we'll see what happens. I'll put some insulting tape around all that shortly, but we're all connected up and we're plugged in. So let's have a little look and see if we're turned on. There it, oh, it just came on with our movements. Look at that, look how much light it's giving us. This might be really handy for when I'm working outside, you know, and I can see stuff when I drop it on the floor. What a great little job. That was like 10 minutes. And I've been waiting ages to do that. Right, I'm just going to tidy all this stuff up, tidy that bit over there and give the floor a mop, and it's home time. There we are then. We're looking good as gold. We're looking organised and we're looking functional. And I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into some cars in this workshop. It's going to be a lot of fun. Starting with this one. Anyway, what's he revving up next door? Probably a DB7 or something like that. Anyway, the sunbeam is setting in the west. And it is time for me to leave. Hopefully the floor will dry out for tomorrow and I'm going to get started on this video. It's now Tuesday, so I'm hoping I'm going to have the next video of this out to you a week on Friday. So a week after you've watched Parts Department Chat 2. Can't wait to do one again next year when we probably need to, I don't know, do a load of stuff. Could sort all that crap out up there, couldn't we, on top of the office. Anyway, let me know if you've enjoyed watching, and, you know, surely there's something else on, isn't there, that you could be spending your time watching instead of spending your time watching a guy clean up his garage. You could be cleaning up your garage. Anyway, right, see you next time. Bye.